Good day, fam, and welcome back to another episode of Just Rico TV. It's just me, Rico, and I'm gonna be your host for today. Now, as you guys can see, I am coming to you guys live from my garden, and today is Monday, June something. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know it's been a week since I shared my last video, and I promised you guys a video every single week, doing a garden tour. And I think I want to switch it around just a little bit and give you guys a garden update as well as a garden tour, because in the past 7 days, so many things have happened. As I continue to educate myself and learn more about gardening, I definitely have to make changes to my garden. One of the biggest things that I think that I did was planting all of my items in grow bags, because that gives me an opportunity to kind of like switch things around and move things around, to the point where it just makes sense. Now, I've been watching so many videos, and it's a little bittersweet, but like I thought that Pittsburgh was the only place that was having bad weather, or should I say rainy weather, not necessarily bad weather, but rainy weather. All of my YouTube friends that I have been talking to, videos that I've been watching, everybody have been experiencing like really weird or different weather, especially a lot of rain. I definitely can tell for me personally, I think the rain has been helping in my garden quite a bit, because in these past 7 days, man, there has been such a burst of growth. So I'm really excited to share with you guys all of the updates to my garden, changes that I've made, and I'll talk to you guys as I'm going along as well about the reason I made some of the changes, and that just comes from really educating myself and really putting my best foot forward with this gardening thing. It's my very first year, and I'm really excited. So come along with me. Let me share with you guys all of my garden updates. All right, so I always want to start at the front of the garden because it has the pop of color with my snapdragon plants, and oh my gosh, look at this. The purple snapdragons have finally started to come in. This one was one of my very first plants, and as you guys can see, leaves are falling, but more pods are creating, so that is so nice. And then on this side as well, you have 3 pink plants, and I think that's a yellow that's gonna be popping up right there. So I just believe like this was a really great idea to have my snapdragons right at the beginning entrance of my garden. Now, as we step in and turn right here to the left, guys, this is so crazy. Last week when I showed you guys my corn was literally just popping out. And in just a week, all of my corn plants have just been showing like a massive burst of growth. Now, right over here in this section, the corn wasn't here before, but I felt like I wanted to be able to put the bags in a way that when the wind blows, they'll be able to really germinate and things like that. It said not to keep all of your plants like in a direct row. So I wanted to put them like in a little square right here where there's space. So when the wind blows, they'll be able to pollinate. I'll definitely be hand pollinating quite a bit of them as well. But yeah, man, so much growth on my corn plants. I'm so excited about them. Most of them has only germinated 5 plants in each one of the pots. I think this pot right here is the only pot that has actually 6 plants growing in them, but it's okay. I'll take what I can get. Coming over here to my melon trellis. Man, remember last week I showed you guys this watermelon plant? Look how much it has grown. It's actually just started climbing up the trellis. And let me show you guys something. Do you see that right there? there is a little watermelon on there. That is so cool. I actually self-pollinated it yesterday with one of the other flowers. And so, yeah, man, it was really tiny before, but it's definitely starting to grow and come in just a little bit. And then right over here, this plant as well has been showing just a lot of growth. I think it really only had the true leaves and another leaf or two on there when I first showed you guys, but definitely showing a lot of growth. All right, and we're just gonna come around to the other side of the melon trellis. And right over here, my honeydew is finally making some movement. Last week, it was just like one leaf on there, or this leaf right here was on there, and then another small leaf. But finally, it's definitely starting to show some growth. So I'm really excited about that. Dang, it's a whole bunch of ants right there. All right, so right over here is my cantaloupes. And the cantaloupes right over here are doing pretty good. As you guys can see, they're starting to grow like flowers on them. So I really like that. Right over here is one of the transplants that I did a few days ago, because I told myself if I didn't see any of the seeds I had sown over here that I would transplant this cantaloupe into this bag. And since I've transplanted, it's been definitely seeing some good growth. It's growing along the trellis. Some flowers are starting to form. These two leaves right here have yellowed out, but that's okay. I'll be fertilizing all of my plants on Wednesday whenever the rain lets up just a little bit. And right behind here is going to be both of my white and red potato plants. Some of the leaves are starting to yellow on there, but some of the leaves are also starting to grow in some more. And what I did in this area right here, I just made like a walk space. I moved the plants back a little bit. That way I can just make some walk space so I'll be able to get in. Now, another new change that I've actually made to the garden is I added this palette over here where I put my carrots, my broccoli, as well as my romaine lettuce. And the reason that I did that is because I found out that these plants right here does not do really good in extreme heat conditions. So whenever the weather gets like over 75 degrees, it's really not good for all of these plants that I have over here. So I put them all on its own palette so that when the temperature goes up a bit, I can throw a shade cloth over there so I can just make sure that I regulate the temperature as much as I can so I can see a nice harvest off of them. But look at the growth, oh my gosh, that I'm having with my carrots. They're just doing really good. And what I did as well, I went ahead and I mulched it up, and that way I can help to regulate the soil temperature a little bit, as well as keeping it moist as much as possible. So yeah, I'm really excited about the carrots. I've thinned them out as much as I can. I might go in and thin them out some more because I definitely want to see more than baby carrots come out of there. But the growth on it has just been extremely massive, and I'm really excited. Coming right over here to my two broccoli plants. This broccoli plant, look guys, I actually have a broccoli head that is coming in. Crazy. I am so excited about that. The head popped in just a few days ago, and it was really tiny before, but I'm really starting to see more growth on it, so I'm really excited about that. I haven't seen anything pop up in this one yet, but there's definitely still time. The pests are still getting to the plants, and that's definitely okay because I have some copper tape that's coming that's going to take care of the slugs. And then I also have some ladybugs that I'm bringing in for the aphids. All right, guys, right over here is going to be my romaine lettuce. My romaine lettuce is continuing to grow and get bigger. It'll be ready for harvest like sooner than I think. Now, in the middle right here, I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to have a few spinach plants. But what I realized is my spinach began to bolt. Like they began to grow like flowers on them and things like that, which led me to educating myself a little bit more and finding out that it was more of a cool weather crop and it was just way too hot for the spinach. So they started to bolt and flower. And that's why I took it out of there, went ahead and mulched it a little bit, and I'm taking care of the actual romaine a little bit better. All right. Now, coming right over here in the corner, it is going to be my crimson sweet watermelon plant. Now, there's been some good growth on this this watermelon plant, but I'm just starting to see, is that a flower? The flowers are just starting to come in. It's been growing, but all I see is green leaves and no flowers. Last night I came out here and I was able to get rid of like 50 beetles that was coming on this watermelon plant as well as my other watermelon plants. Man, I was getting rid of them left and right, just killing them. And a lot of them was, doing the trying to reproduce and things like that. So it made me feel really good to be able to get rid of some of them. Right over here is my homestead semi-determinate tomato plant. This was actually in a different area last week. I decided to move it over here just for space purposes, but I'm super excited because it's starting to get flowers and things like that on there. Let me see if you guys can see. Can you guys see that? Crazy. Yeah, so it's starting to grow like flowers and stuff like that. I try to keep the leaves from underneath, so it'll just have like air to breathe. So you can see where I pruned it off, and it's a nice thick sturdy stalk on there. So I'm really proud and excited for that. And then we have our little marigold plant right in there that's trying to show a little bit of growth as well. All right over here to my tomato, cucumber, and pole bean trellis. Now, I picked off the pole beans that was already growing on the trellis simply because I wanted to see more growth come out of it. And down here, you can definitely see there's more green leaves that's been growing on the trellis, and there are definitely beans that are growing, starting to come in on there again. And then there's this one bean that was really small last week that I said I was just gonna leave alone. A few more beans right there that are coming in. So really picking off those first original vegetables that come on there really helps it out. Right over here it is my indeterminate drusba tomato plant, and once again you can see the flowers that are starting to form. So I guess that means I'll definitely be starting to get some tomatoes really soon. Once again, I definitely pruned the bottom of it so it could get a little bit of air circulation going on down there. And I went ahead and I tied it up to the stake. That way it'll continue to grow nice and robust. Right over here, we have the cucumbers. And man, listen, I literally picked off 4 or 5 cucumbers that was growing on this plant. And since picking them off, man, there has just been a bountiful burst of growth on here with cucumbers. There's literally like one right there. There's one up here. Man, they're just like all over. Lots of flowers, lots of growth. Man, I am super excited about the cucumber plant. And it's crazy because I never thought I'd be as excited about cucumbers. I like them, but not that much. But to see the amount of growth off of them, it just had me really, really excited. Right over here is one of my other watermelon plants that has been doing pretty good with the growth. Like I said, last time I showed it to you guys, it really had the true leaf and then this one other leaf that was just growing on there. And yeah, so this rain has really been helping out my plants more than hurting them. Now, coming right over here, I made some changes over to like my little pepper section. What I did was I added my onion plant right over there, which my sweet onions, let me come around to show you guys. My sweet onions are just continuing to grow and continuing to get bigger and do really well. So super excited about that, man. Super excited to see that. Then right over here is going to be my sweet potato plant, and the sweet potatoes has just also been like growing extremely well. There's lots of nice green new growth in there. Some plants, some of them are dying off, but for the most part it's nice and lush and green. All right, now coming around here, my top hat blueberries I haven't really seen much growth out of them. I'm thinking like, even though it doesn't require 2 blueberry plants for this to grow, I'm thinking that I may still get another blueberry plant. That way they can help each other with the growth, because I really haven't. This is one of the only plants that I haven't really seen much more growth out of, man. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that just to see if there is something I can do to help them out just a little bit more. All right over here is another one of my recent transplants. This is my cayenne pepper plant. Remember, I was telling you guys that the cilantro wasn't doing the best. Look how much the cilantro has grown, man. It's just crazy how much growth that I have seen with this just in the past week. And since I've transplanted this cayenne pepper plant, like, I picked off the first few flowers, but man, there is just like so many more flowers. And then you can see like, look, there are peppers just like starting to like grow on there. So I'm just gonna let them grow and do their thing, man. The plants seem to be nice and established and things like that. And I think that's partially because when I started growing them indoors, I really took it seriously. I had a fan on them. They had proper circulation, a really good food and things like that. So I think that really helped with the growth. Coming right over here, it is going to be my other cayenne pepper plant. And look at this pepper, man. Look at that pepper on there. And all of these flowers, man. Other peppers that are starting to grow in, man. My cayenne pepper is just doing really good. Super excited about it. Right over here, it is going to be my habanero plant. Now, recently with the habanero, I've been seeing a lot more growth, especially coming from like the bottom of the plant. I still haven't, there's flowers and things like that on there, but I haven't seen any fruit start to form off of there. And I'm really okay with that. We haven't had much consistent hot weather, and you know, the habanero love the hot weather and things like that. So I'm cool with it. I'm being pretty patient, and the bugs and slugs have been like loving my pepper leaves, but like I said, I'm going to be taking care of that Right over here is my marigold. My marigold looks like it's starting to like get a little pod on there. So I'm thinking that by the time I show you guys my next video, I'll be having like marigold flowers on there. Right over here is going to be my other habanero pepper plant. Now this pepper plant isn't as green as the other one and as lush as the other one, but I'll be fertilizing all of my plants on Wednesday. So hopefully when they get some nice good food in them, they'll be able to start growing a bit more. And this marigold plant is looking a little light as well, but it's all good. All right, coming around here. Remember I told you guys I was like really worried about this plant, that I wasn't really seeing no growth or anything like that? It's starting to grow. It's one of those slow growth plants, but man, if you're patient and you just continue to take care of them, show them love and talk to them, man, they'll really start to grow and thrive. And I've seen it. If you guys compare this video to the last video, man, it was like way down there and not looking the best. So yeah, right over here, you got my 2 jalapeno pepper plants, and these 2 plants are another plant that I have just picked off the first few the first few peppers that grew on them, and now they're just like bursting with like more like little flower pods and things like that. So I'm really excited. There's even some more peppers that are starting to come in right there, and then my marigolds that are companion planted with them are looking pretty darn good as well. Now, I don't know what's going on with my doggone bell pepper plants, but for some reason, man, these plants have just been like the weirdest. There's been like flower pods and things like that's been growing on the plant, but it's weird. Like, look how it's sticking up like that. I don't know why it's sticking up like that. And that's both of them. You know, this one has like some nice flowers on them and stuff like that, but my flowers just fall off and nothing happens with them. So I really don't know what's going on. The marigolds that are growing with them are looking like pretty good too, but I have faith in my bell peppers. I really have faith in my bell peppers. I know they are going to grow and thrive and do a lot better. Right over here is going to be my red onions. My red onions aren't doing the best. I'm really only seeing growth out of these. Well, this one is growing a little bit more. I guess they're growing a little bit more. They're just not as robust as the sweet onions, but I think I'm seeing their own little growth on there, so I can't even really complain. All right, last but not least is going to be my strawberry plants. Now, the other day, last week, I know I told you guys I wasn't expecting like no strawberries or anything like that this season because these are June bearing plants. But the other day, I seen a few little flowers pop up on this strawberry plant right here. So I'm like, maybe I might actually see some strawberries. And after doing my research, June bearing strawberries can grow all the way to like mid-July. So I might actually see a little bit of strawberries this season, and I'm cool with that. If not, I'm cool with it too. And then I also have this strawberry plant right here and this strawberry plant right here. They're definitely showing some growth. A lot of them aren't very robust growth, but growth in general. So I'll take all of the wins that I can get and even the losses if it can kind of like teach me a little bit more. So guys, yeah, I think I have shown you guys all of my plants. So I'm just gonna back up here and just give you guys a span of how my garden is looking and coming along. Super excited about everything that I'm seeing and everything that I'm learning each and every single day. It's definitely helping to teach me more and give me a respect for those who have been gardening for a very long time. So just a quick span of the garden so you guys can see everything. And that is about it for this week. So yeah, guys, that is about it for my garden update and tour for this week. I already can tell you guys there's going to be some really good changes next week. I got some copper tape that's coming to help to get rid of the slugs. And then I'm also going to be making a little ladybug habitat DIY, because I'm about to get some ladybugs in my garden as well to help get rid of some of these aphids that are on my plants. When I originally started gardening, I was like, oh, I'm aesthetic. I want to make sure that there's nothing that's going to be biting on my plants and things like that. But what I've learned with just a little bit of research and education is that if you are planning to have an organic garden like I have, then you can definitely expect to see like pests and things like that. And that there are ways that are organic to help to get rid of the pests. I tried some neem oil at one point, but I didn't like the neem oil because I think it burnt some of the leaves on my plants. But it's all trial and error. All we can do is try our best, give ourselves grace with the mishaps, and then just continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to educate yourself, guys. And that's it from me for today. It's just me, Rico from JustReikkoTV. Thank you guys so much for following along with this garden series. It's something that I'm really passionate about and really excited about. So thank you all. Please don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. And until the next time, fam, peace.